Y&R Spoilers reveal that Dumas may be arrested on Victor's accusation for intentionally causing a disturbance. The already lively atmosphere suddenly turned into a state of tension when the shadow of Aristotle Dumas began to creep among the famous guests. The appearance of Dumas was not something that anyone expected, because from the beginning, he was a dangerous unknown, a mysterious character that everyone was wary of. Everyone in the banquet hall could feel the unease. The whispers of concern gradually spread like a cold wind. And then, when the stage lights dimmed to move to the important introduction, an event that stunned everyone took place. Aristotle Dumas was no longer an anonymous name, but he was the man behind a face that Genoa City once knew very well, Cain Ashby. This news was like a time bomb, shaking every mind present there. The guests froze, eyes wide with surprise and disbelief. Genoa City viewers knew Cain Ashby as a man with a complicated past, a lot of secrets, and a lot of complicated relationships, especially with Lily Winters. Cain and Lily's love story was once one of the brightest in the city, but it was also full of betrayals and deep lies. Now, the truth about Aristotle Dumas, the man Cain thought had overcome all the ghosts of his past, suddenly became a heavy stone that weighed down on their fragile relationship. When Lily Winters heard the news, she couldn't help but feel a boiling rage welling up inside her. All the painful memories of Cain's lies, broken promises, and lonely nights filled with tears came flooding back more vividly than ever. She had once believed in his love and sincerity, but now, the truth was like a sharp knife cutting through all of that belief. The feeling of deep betrayal sent her into a bottomless abyss, where pain and anger mixed together to form a blinding mixture. It didn't stop there. The revelation of Aristotle Dumas sent shockwaves throughout Genoa City. Cain's allies began to question his past and true motives, while his sworn enemies seized the opportunity to attack and destroy the Ashby family's once stable life. Every meeting, every conversation became suspicious and full of hidden meanings, making everyone no longer dare to put their trust in anyone. The party that was originally held to celebrate an important occasion suddenly turned into a dramatic psychological arena, where old secrets were revealed and new intrigues began to be woven. Dumas, with his role hidden in the shadows, is not only a man with a false identity but also the center of a great conspiracy, making every connection in the city more tangled than ever. Before everyone's eyes, the image of Cain Ashby is exposed as a two-faced person. A person who can love but can also betray, a person who can be a savior but can also be a destroyer. And Lily, with a broken heart but not willing to give up, stands in the eye of the storm, determined to find the truth and protect what she believes is right. She fights not only for herself but also for the future she once dreamed of with the man she once called her husband. All the arrows of criticism, all the suspicious eyes, all the gossip constantly pouring towards Dumas and Cain, creating a tangled web that is difficult to untangle. The party becomes a symbol of brokenness and rebirth, of truth and lies, of love and betrayal. There, no one is a complete winner, as each person must face their inner demons and the inevitable consequences of the secrets that are revealed. Genoa City enters a new and complicated chapter, where even the strongest relationships can be tested by cruel truths and dark calculations. And in that storm, will love be strong enough to overcome all barriers, or will betrayal tear everything to ashes? The answer is still awaited, but one thing is certain, the lives of Lily and Cain, as well as their loved ones, will never be the same again. Under the solemn but no less warm atmosphere of Nicky Newman's birthday party, all eyes in the room were on her, the head of one of the most powerful families in Genoa City. The party was not only an occasion to celebrate an important milestone in Nicky's life, but also a place to contain thoughts, calculations, and preparations for the dramatic turning points that are about to happen. This event, which was supposed to be an intimate ceremony for a living symbol of the city, unexpectedly turned into a colorful picture of emotions, hidden intrigues, and potential dangers. From the very beginning, the atmosphere at the party showed signs of abnormality. The distinguished guests gathered with smiles and congratulations, but inside, each person carried their own stories, unresolved grudges and quiet calculations. While most people devoted all their love and respect to Nicky, the story of Aristotle Dumas, an old ghost, an unrevealed mystery, began to creep in, threatening to break that seemingly perfect peace. Aristotle Dumas, the mastermind behind many dark conspiracies in Genoa City, was finally exposed in the middle of this important event. The revelation not only shocked everyone present but also created a shockwave, leading to complicated and dangerous consequences. The story of Dumas, the man behind the deceitful deception, cuts like a sharp knife through the seemingly unbreakable bonds of the Newman and Abbot communities. People begin to view each other through a lens of skepticism and suspicion, especially those directly involved with Dumas and his actions. Meanwhile, at the center of the party, another emotional and tense personal story is also unfolding, the pain and disappointment that slowly seeps into Kyle Abbott's heart. With his worst nightmare coming true, Kyle faces serious consequences not only emotionally but also in the already complicated power relationships of his family. The revelation causes all his plans and hopes to collapse, leading to an irreparable rift with his loved ones and strategic allies. The long-simmering tension suddenly flared up when the truth about Aristotle Dumas and his complicated relationship with Cain Ashby was revealed. What was supposed to be an intimate gathering of the Newman family suddenly turned into a sleepless night, where all the hidden corners, secrets, and even dark plots were exposed under the naked light of truth. Those moments not only marked a turning point in the lives of those involved, but also opened up a series of unanswered questions and speculations, making everyone hold their breath waiting for the next developments. As soon as Aristotle Dumas' true identity was exposed, the atmosphere at the party immediately changed from surprise to turmoil. The shock was not only due to the revelation of a long mysterious character, but also due to the surprising truth about the relationship between Dumas and Cain Ashby, a person who had stepped deeply into the life of the Newman family. All eyes are on Cain with suspicion and wonder. There are many questions being asked. Is Cain still the person everyone knows? What secrets has he been hiding all this time? And how will this truth shake the family? On the sidelines of that sensational event, the doubts and interrogations about the Dumas/Cain character unfold like a spiral with no way out. Family members, allies, and competitors all want to find out the truth to the end, and at the same time re-evaluate Cain's position and power in the complicated flow of the Newman family war. The story of Cain's past, with secrets surrounding Billy Flynn, who is rumored to be the one to take over the power at Chancellor, makes the situation even more confusing. Will Billy accept this challenging offer? Or will there be new calculations and plans revealed from behind the scenes? Meanwhile, another storm is brewing in the Abbott family. Kyle, who has always struggled to assert his position, now faces his worst nightmare when the dark plots of Victor Newman begin to have a profound impact on his life and relationship. Victor, with his immense power and courage, constantly puts pressure on Audra, an important figure in the plan to separate Kyle and Claire's feelings. Audra's every move is strictly monitored. She must be careful not to make mistakes, and must complete the mission to be able to escape this pressure spiral and move forward, finding freedom and peace of mind. The pressure from Victor may be the key point that forces Audra to make bold, even reckless decisions to protect herself and achieve her goals. These events not only directly affect Claire's relationship but can also change the entire power situation in the city. Amidst disputes, betrayals and lurking conspiracies, can the love between Claire and Kyle overcome this difficult challenge, or will it soon collapse under the weight of intrigue and calculation? The next 3 weeks promise to be an explosive period with countless dramatic details, unpredictable twists and tense battles of wits between factions in the Newman and Abbott families. Unanswered questions will gradually be clarified, but many new secrets will also be discovered, making the audience unable to take their eyes off the screen. What developments are you most looking forward to in this series of events? Will the traitor be exposed? Will love and loyalty be protected, or will they be completely destroyed? Stories about power, family, love, and betrayal will surely make Genoa City never peaceful again. Let's wait and see the emotional ups and downs that await ahead. After the moments of surprise and astonishment when the truth about Aristotle Dumas and his special connection with Cain Ashby were revealed, the atmosphere at Nicky Newman's birthday party gradually became stifling and unstable. Every story, every eye revolved around Cain, who used to be a symbol of trust in the Newman family, now suddenly covered with a thick layer of suspicion. The hesitation, skepticism and scrutiny continued endlessly, causing the party, which was originally lively, to sink into a quiet and pressuring atmosphere. Family members, longtime friends and even longtime enemies, now no longer dared to consider Cain as an old friend. What made the story more complicated was the appearance of Billy Flynn, who used to hold a position of power and had a close connection with Cain in the past. Rumors that Billy could take over power at Chancellor as an alternative step caused a lot of turmoil internally. Will Billy accept the offer, or will he reject it for his own mysterious reasons? Many begin to question Billy's true motives, and whether he will join in this increasingly fierce power struggle. All eyes seem to be on this, as controlling the Chancellor is not only a position of power, but also a ticket to a future of wealth and influence far beyond the limits of Genoa City. Meanwhile, Kyle Abbott's story is also moving towards more painful and tragic details than ever. Under the constant pressure of Victor Newman, his powerful and calculating father, Kyle feels the growing threat to his relationship and future. Victor, with his sharp and uncompromising strategic thinking, constantly manipulates the people around him to protect his family's power and lineage. He quickly realized that the relationship between Kyle and Claire was not just a simple love affair, but also a link that could shake the stability of the entire family. Therefore, Victor placed all his hopes on Audra, the person he assigned as a strategic card in the plan to divide Claire. The pressure from this powerful man not only forced Audra to act extremely carefully but also stirred up deep internal conflicts in her. In front of Victor, Audra had to prove herself as a trustworthy person, an indispensable link in his plot. But in her heart, she was also struggling with herself, the desire for freedom, the desire to escape from the heavy constraints, and the desire to live a life without control. The pressure grew, causing Audra to stand at an important crossroads. Will she choose to stay loyal to Victor and continue her mission to separate Kyle and Claire, knowing that it will push them both into the abyss of hurt? Or will Audra have the courage to break the chains of power, confronting the great forces to protect her love and herself? Her decision in the coming weeks will not only determine the fate of Claire's love, but also create undercurrents that will affect the entire power struggle in Genoa City. On the other hand, Claire and Kyle are not foolish enough to sense the threatening changes around them. They know that the peaceful days are gradually passing, replaced by fierce challenges, where their love will be tested by the most cruel tests. From the scrutinizing eyes, the meaningful whispers, to the actions that no one can predict, everything signals a turbulent future. The questions are mounting. Will Kyle have the strength to resist Victor's pressure? What will Claire do when she learns the truth about the plans surrounding her? And can true love overcome dark intrigue, or is it ultimately just a fragile illusion? In that stifling atmosphere, Claire Newman, who always wanted to rebuild the trust and affection of the Newman family, and Kyle prepared a special gift for Nikki. The bracelet engraved with the names of all Nikki's grandchildren and great-grandchildren, even for future generations, is a symbol of family ties and hope for a bright future. With the intention of using this gift to win Nikki's favor and thereby hopefully impress Victor Newman, the father and head of the powerful family, Claire and Kyle believed that they could build a bridge of love and power. However, not everyone saw this gift in such a sweet and meaningful way. Victor Newman, with his famously resolute and cautious nature, was not only unimpressed but also clearly showed deep dissatisfaction and suspicion. Kyle's bracelet not only failed to soften his heart, but also made Victor even more wary of Kyle and Claire's intentions. The romance between Kyle and Claire, is seen by Victor as a major threat to the power and stability of the Newman family. He is determined to break this bond, at all costs, with an iron will to protect his niece from the negative influence of the Abbott family. The silent confrontation between Victor and Kyle is not only a battle between two individuals but also a symbol of the fierce power struggle between two prestigious families. Every word, every action at the party contains hidden meanings, deep calculations, and fierce confrontations without guns. While Nikki, the center of the party, continues to receive congratulations, behind the sparkling lights, conspiracies, dreams, and pains begin to gradually unfold, promising a turbulent future. Nicky Newman's birthday party thus becomes a dramatic moment, where family affection, power, intrigue, and truth intertwine to create a vivid and nuanced picture of Genoa City. Those present there witness not just a simple event but also a turning point, the beginning of a chain of events that will change the fate of many people and many families in the city. Perhaps the most anticipated part is the answer to the question, can love and family unity overcome all the challenges and dark conspiracies that are lurking, or will Genoa City sink into the undercurrents of betrayal, pain, and irreparable division? The story is still ahead, full of surprises and suspense, making everyone unable to take their eyes off the next developments in the tragedy and glory of the Newman Abbott family. Genoa City audiences are anxiously following every development, eagerly awaiting the tense confrontations between factions, the secrets revealed, and the unprecedented surprises. The next 3 weeks will be a series of harsh days with countless twists and turns, when each character must face life and death decisions, and every choice can change their destiny forever. This battle for power, love, and survival is not only the story of the Newman and Abbott families, but also a complex symphony of loyalty, betrayal, dreams, and pain that has never been revealed. And in those long nights, can those involved find the light at the end of the tunnel, or will Genoa City forever sink into the vortex of dark calculations and broken hearts? Only time will tell, and every passing minute makes everyone more anxious, sobbing and immersed in the never-ending stories of the young and the restless.